This is Steve Nelson with the National Weather Service with the weekly weather briefing for the week beginning January 12th. Before we begin the forecast, just wanted to show you a quick overview in case you haven't seen it of what had occurred during our recent winter event on January 6th and 7th. As you remember, our forecast didn't quite work out. We were expecting a little more snow, especially in the Atlanta area, even areas south of that. At one time, we were forecasting up to 4 inches in those areas, and we had some warm air that came in above the ground in a warm layer that was a little stronger than forecast, and we didn't have time to correct the forecast until it was already pretty much underway. We did see signs of that and made some adjustments to the forecast about 12 to 18 hours in advance, but by then most people had remembered the big snow forecast. So what ended up happening is what you see on the left. The snow was mainly confined to areas north of Atlanta. That area in purple, though, did have over 3 inches. We had some photographs, which you can find on our website and on our Facebook page, that showed over 5 inches of snow in the Blairsville area, for instance. So some areas got quite a bit of snow, and as we feared, it was so cold after the event, there was a lot of icing on roads. So we had schools closed on Friday, and a lot of activities closed over the weekend, and the ice continued to cause problems and school outages on Monday as well. The image on the right shows storm total ice. It looks like a fair amount of ice, but really this is mostly under 1/4 of an inch. We did not have a lot of impacts as far as road problems in this area. There was icing in trees and power lines. At one time we had reports of up to 10 or 12,000 people without power, but nothing too bad as far as ice storms. Ice storms in Atlanta can be very significant. If this was more ice than this, we would have had a big problem on our hands. So that's our event in a nutshell. And like I said, you can look at our Facebook page, and hopefully our website will be updating this event in the future. All right, well, here's a look at current conditions. This radar image and satellite image was taken just earlier this morning. And you can see there was a cold front lying across Oklahoma into the Midwest states and Ohio, and there's rain and thunderstorms ahead of it, some freezing rain and maybe snow back behind it. In the past, we look at weather systems like this and get concerned. Maybe it's going to head towards Georgia, but in this case, the forecast is showing a ridge of high pressure aloft, and it's going to remain pretty much entrenched across this area. So that storm system is going to lift to the northeast and stay away from Georgia. The front's not going to really make it here and cause much impact. We're looking at dry weather the next few days and warmer temperatures. Here's the drought update that was just updated today. The image on the right shows improving conditions for the drought. We no longer see the highest category of drought. The dark red shading that you see on the left was just from 2 weeks ago. That's the exceptional drought, the D4 category. You can see how that's changed from about, it looks like 25% we had just 2 weeks ago to now no areas of Georgia. So that's good news. We've had quite a bit of rain in the last 2 weeks. And precipitation, even snow and ice, can improve drought conditions. So that did help things. Unfortunately, the forecast for the rest of this week, maybe even the week beyond that, is for mostly dry weather and below normal precipitation, above normal temperatures. So this might get a little worse, and we're not thinking it's going to go back to that large area of D4 category in the next week or two, but it could slowly expand again. So here's a closer look at the rainfall forecast for the next 7 days. The image on the left is valid through about Tuesday morning, and you're seeing the bulk of the rainfall over the central United States. Not so much in Georgia. That light green shading is really just amounts less than 1/10 of an inch. Probably just drizzle or some very light showers that may be passing through as we get some increasing moisture. But no real substantial rainfall is expected. But once we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, there's increasing chances of rain. It looks like up to an inch, maybe 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches possibly, with the next storm system that would be arriving. Can't rule out thunderstorms as well. It looks like there could be some ingredients or instability in place for some thunderstorms. I don't have any detailed information, as that's kind of far out in the forecast, but just remember this time of year we can get severe weather. It really runs anytime from November into May and June that we can have storm systems, and they get a little stronger. They can produce isolated areas of severe weather and tornadoes sometimes. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, well, I know I said that the temperatures are expected to be slightly above normal for the period the next 7 days, but I just wanted to give you a heads up on something that could be for the week following that, for an 8 to 14 day period. This is the latest information from the Climate Prediction Center. It's our meteorologists that work in the College Park, Maryland office that do the outlooks for the whole country. And this area of red is pretty significant, so I wanted to show you that we are currently expecting above normal temperatures to continue into next week, the week following this next 7 days. So A little bit unusual for January, so we'll enjoy it. Hopefully it will last for a while. So in summary, here's what we're looking at above normal temperatures for the period and maybe even into the week beyond the next 7 days, 8 to 14 days. No precipitation is expected, but once we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, we have an increasing chance of rain. You can kind of see the chances here we've got pinned down for Stockbridge, for example. Just one example, if you always want to use our webpage, weather.gov/Atlanta, to get your forecast for your local area, but it could be similar in your areas as well. Clouds around this weekend, and then the thunderstorms maybe even possible on Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures in the 60s and mild morning temperatures. So that's about it. We'll see you next week.